Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the Million Dollar Babes channel. We are live, and if you can please let me know that in the chat that you can see me and hear me, I'd appreciate it. So happy Halloween. We are celebrating Halloween in the United States today. So for those of you guys that are coming from my other channel, I think most of my audience here is from my main channel where I talk about inner work and personal development for women. This channel is really a spin-off on that channel because a lot of women that do their inner work through my courses and programs and coaching from the other channel realize and decide that they are happy now, that they get to be happy now. And when you decide that you get to be happy now and you get to be happy no matter what, then money becomes this game that you play. Money becomes this fun experience that allows you to have more and more and more fun experience. It eliminates the power struggle that a lot of us can often have with money, right? So let me know if that's resonating with you. And if you did find me from the other channel or you just found me on this channel, I'm very curious. Let me know that in the chat. So when we do not have power struggles with money, when we don't have power struggles with people regarding money, then money gets to be this beautiful extension of life, right? It just gets to be the thing that we do. It just gets to be the game that we play. So happy Halloween, welcome in. So the other thing I want to say is yesterday, I was going to go live as it was the last day for the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle. And a funny thing happened. We had ordered our Squid Game costumes because we're going as a family, all dressed from characters of Squid Game. And then we found out on Amazon that all the costumes will get here on Monday. So we had to go like from costume shop to costume shop yesterday to find the costumes. So I didn't get to go live. It was a lot of fun. And so I've extended the the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle until Monday, November 1st evening. So for those of you guys that were emailing in wanting more information, just know that that's what's going on with that. And a lot of you guys also joined. So that information I've put in the description box. So where are you with money? Like, do you notice that right now you're in that state where you have a power struggle with your partner with money? Do you have a power struggle with children with money? Do you have a power struggle with yourself? Maybe you're thinking, well, I'm spiritual, so I'm not allowed to have money, right? That seems to be a common one. Or money won't make you happy. The truth is that when you've already decided that you get to be happy, money does make you happy because you're already happy. Right? When you've already decided that you get to have the whole thing, then why wouldn't it make you happy? You've already decided that it gets to. So there's no duplicity in you. There's no like weird torn energy. There's no weird power struggle where you love it and hate it and are weird with it because you've already made that decision. Thank you, Mina. I'm finally ready to start my business after a year of following your work. Beautiful. I'm so excited for that, babe. So I am opening, the CEO Boss Queen is open. It's a better deal. It's even a better deal to get it with the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle, but you can sign up separately as well. That's a really great place to start because it will teach you all of the energetic BS that we filter our thoughts through that actually keep us stuck. So the number one thing that I've learned with money and playing it as a game is that the only battle you have, the only working hard you need to do is the inner work. And you will have to keep doing that inner work and keep going back to that inner work at every stage of development, at every stage of money. Even at my level now, I'm very proud of where I'm at. I've had to do a lot of inner work to get here, but every new level requires a new way of thinking, a new way of showing up, being able to be seen in a new way. Shifting my identity, having new belief system, like it still requires new work, right? It requires new inner work. And the more inner work you do, the easier the whole thing becomes. Some people don't want to do the inner work. So they just like work hard in the sense of like grinding their nose to the ground. But when you work within the inside paradigm, the money just becomes a beautiful byproduct of that. Like it has no choice but to come to you. Like it's resonating with you. It's saying affirmations about you. It wants to win with you. Right? So that's how it works. Tyra, I don't currently, but I'm working on setting one up. Thank you for asking. I'll announce that soon. So another one of those power struggles that I see, especially from women coming from my other channel, is on that channel, I talk about setting yourself up right and letting yourself have a man that has your back, that is a provider, that wants to align with those two core evolutionary and spiritual, ways of being and boundaries and things like that. Then what women take, some people who haven't done their inner work, they might take that as, well, now I have to struggle with him on like every little bit of dollar. Like if the money is coming from my business, then somehow I have to sabotage it because it must come through him. And that again is self-sabotage. That again is not resonating with riches, right? How does the money come to you if you're not working for it? In what way? So I'll give you some examples from my life and my client's life. When I got married to Irfan, I became a stay-at-home mom for 9 years, and the money was still coming in because it was coming in my husband's job and from investments that we had. I have clients that don't work, that the money comes in from their boyfriend or from an inheritance or from a trust fund or from, I had a client that had an incident at work. I've actually had a couple of clients like that, and there was a settlement and they had money. They were resonating with money and money came to that. I had a client who didn't even know that she had this great aunt who died and left her loads and loads of money, right? Like every person's dream, right? She said she didn't even ever know that this aunt ever existed. And that aunt left, she was the next of kin. So money can come from all types of sources, all types of sources. I don't feel like I'm working hard for money, and I have over 30 passive income streams. I often have to go back and check because I forget where money is coming from. Let me give you an example of that. About 6 years ago, I made a YouTube video about this cream that I was using. At the time, I had some dark spots left over from my pregnancy, and I found this cream and it was really working for me. So I shared it on my YouTube channel. That company reached out to me and said, would I mind placing their link in my description box since I already used the cream? And they were going to give me 20% profit for every person that bought. I said, yes. So that one YouTube video, put the link, totally forgot about it, right? Every single month, we still get a check from them. Every single month, not a check, it's they PayPal deposit the money, but it's like $200 and some still comes in from that one link, from that one video. Am I working hard for that money? I don't even use the cream anymore, by the way, because the problem went away. So that's how that works. Because I am a vibrational match for money. My husband attracts money from bonuses that he gets from investments. We had, I think I shared this with you guys earlier this year and last year. We had a couple banks reach out to us and say, if you transfer $250,000 in one of our accounts, we'll give you $4,600 if you hold it for this. We were like, yes, free money. We didn't even know that that was a thing, that if banks compete with you and they give you bonuses. So my husband asked, is it okay if my wife and I open 2 accounts? Would you double it? They're like, yes. So that's how that means. Like you can get money from anywhere. Okay, so my children who are raised in this energy of abundance and money comes easily and you can have fun while you're earning money already have trust funds, right? Did they have to work hard for that? No. They already have the energy. They're already aligned. So money is coming in for them. They're not working for that. I also hear people saying nothing is guaranteed, but my feeling is anything I want is guaranteed. Doesn't matter. It gets to work out for me. Is anything I want is guaranteed. Doesn't matter. It gets to work out for me. Hello. Hi, Strawberry. Hi, Donna. Welcome in, everyone. So does that make sense to you, right? Like whatever helps you align. I needed to hear that. I don't want to work. I'll stay at the desire counter. So, and I think the definition of work is like, what does that mean for you? What I'm doing does not seem like work to me, but to other people, it may seem like work. So I think that's like, I feel like I play, I hang out with Alina says, mommy's women. So I hang out with, my women. And then I'm aligned with money. And so some women, buy programs, I might get money. Some women buy coaching. Some YouTube pays me through ad stream. Because I'm aligned, my husband has been getting raises and bonuses, and we have passive income coming in from our investments. And our property might go up in value. We get refunds in the check. We get affiliates wanting to work with us. So money gets to come. I get to play and money gets to come. Oh, enjoy your spa, Kristen. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate you. So much has come up around being seen. Will I fail? People might bully me. Doing my inner work helped me push through that mental war. Yes. And there's going to be new ones at every level. I still have to work through that. Because at every new level, there's a deeper layer that's needing to be and wanting to be shed so you can be more you. So you can be more you. Okay. How trust funds work, Mina? So you consult an attorney and you set it up the way you want it to work for you. So everything gets to work for you the way you want it to work. That's how I see everything. I don't have to mold myself into the thing. The thing gets to work for me any way I want to. Okay. So people have so many stories around even leaving money for their kids, or my kids will be spoiled, my kids we have so much fun with the way we're doing it. Oh my God. I believe that money gets to be fun for me. I believe that my life gets to be fun. I believe that parenting and marriage gets to be fun for me. So the way that I'm doing it, genuinely, like it gives me a chuckle every time. I'll just give you around that time. So I'll just give you one small example of that. So we have always prided in ourselves in teaching our kids abundance, training, and all the stuff that I teach you guys, right? They know the feminine manifestation principles, but they also understand the masculine grounded, how money works principles. So I'm always like playing this game with them. So my oldest son, both of my sons actually have jobs, right? So they do jobs and they earn money. So one of the things that we did for them is we don't want to control what they do with their money. It's their money. They earned the money. They manifested the money. They get to spend it however we want. But we also want to instill some good values on spending and investing and how money grows. So Irfan and I came up with this really, really fun thing we do. So the money that they earn, they get to spend it any way they want to. So we gave them the freedom. We don't want to control our kids. Here's the fun game. We made it a game that by December, however much money you have saved up, we will double it. This is so much fun for the boys. Like you see them pondering manifestations and things they want to buy through this lens of, yes, I could get this. I have the money, I can buy it, or I can manifested it some other way through a gift or something like that. Or I can wait until December and then double my money and then buy it in January. And I love this because the wheels are already turning on how money works and how money grows. But it's all from the place of this abundance of, I could just buy it if I want to. Right? Does that make sense? So it get like people are always worried about either they're helicopter parents and trying to control their kids, or it's like, completely no structure and then the kids don't learn. We've come up with ways where we make it so fun that they want to learn from us. There's intensives, but we don't control them. They are fully free to spend every last penny of the money that they've earned. Okay, so let me see what you guys are saying. My inner work journey has changed the way I view work. At the start, I was so drained and burned out, so I didn't want to do anything. Now I'm excited to do work that's aligned to my divine calling. Beautiful. I think that's the key, because if we're just lumping everything as work. So when I started learning I already knew about feminine manifestation principles, but when I started learning about masculine ones, one of the things that kept coming up for me was this really rigid definition of passive income. So the definition that I was finding was, if you're even like touching the thing and you've got your energy in it and you've got your finger in it, it's not passive income. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work for me, because to me, passive income is on this continuum, right? So there's clear what passive income is not to me is when I'm trading time for money, especially doing something that I don't like. That to me that doesn't resonate at all. That drains me. That's not me, right? So that's like the extreme end, like having to do something I don't enjoy, be where I don't enjoy being for money. That is like avoid at all costs, right? On the other end, it's like money's coming in while I'm sleeping, right? I'm inheriting it. I'm getting it through bonuses. It's coming through. Like, let me give you an example. My most popular program to this day, the one that sells like 10 sales a day, is the Basic Babe Bundle. I created that in 2017. 2017. And we're in October, last day of October 31st, 2021. So that is truly passive income to me, because it's all digital. You can buy it, you get the whole thing now, still getting testimonials, still my number one sold program. People love it. It changes lives. So that's the other extreme of the passive income. So then that was passive income, there's degrees to that. This to me is also kind of passive. I show up whenever I feel like it. Yes, I'm here sitting in front of you, but I'm totally at ease. I'm having a lot of fun. This is to me like FaceTiming with a group of girlfriends, right? Like, I'm not changing myself for this. This is how I am. I showed up. So this to me is still passive income. It may not be to someone else, but it is to me. Now, this video will stay on YouTube if I decide to, and it will keep earning AdSense money, and people will be clicking on the links in that video and still buying stuff 10 years later. So you get to decide how it gets to work for you. This is such a healthy money relationship, and it's so much fun. Money is supposed to be fun to me. That's my definition. I don't like struggling with marriage. I don't like struggling with parenting. I don't like struggling with life. I definitely don't like struggling with money. There's no struggle. Do you recommend spending money to attain financial literacy? Like taking a financial course, or is there enough free content on YouTube? So I have spent over $300,000 on my inner work at this time. I do enjoy free content, but I noticed that free content there's no container around it. So when I take free content in, especially at that stage when I really needed the financial literacy, it felt very airy-fairy to me. And so I realized that I needed structures. And so I did. I believe in investing in myself. Now, some people might just take free content, and that's fine. I love investing in myself. My belief is that every dollar that I invest in myself comes back to me like 11 folds. So to me, it's that's the number one place that I do invest, is in myself, because I am my greatest wealth. If I'm a vibrational match to money, then it will come in. So I'm not spending money. The money is coming so that it can be invested in myself, is how I look at it. So I do. Hi, Mina. I just started Self-Aware Barbie and the struggle. It's magical. I'm so glad, Sonia. I'm so happy to have you in that container. God bless you, Mina. Setting women free everywhere. Yes. Yes. And here's a little secret. I usually share the relationship stuff in my other channel, but here's the thing. Freedom is the number one value, or whatever you want to say, that will attract everything to you. The masculine is really magnetized and attracted towards freedom. And the feminine is really attracted towards love. But know the masculine. If the masculine is attracted towards freedom, then when you are constrained in, I can't do this, and I'm people pleasing, and money is bad, and when you're trapped, the masculine isn't attracted to you because the masculine is attracted towards freedom. So this is why, you know, those women that are like totally carefree and free spirited, and like they have the most ease at attracting like money and men and providers, is because they have this like air of freedom around them. And like money loves freedom, men love freedom, like everything just is like, ooh, freedom, like take me, baby, I want more of that. Okay. Did you ever have to deal with that? Oh, did I? So I don't know if you guys know my story, but my ex left me with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt on his way out with a little, I had a newborn, single mom. I was the female breadwinner. And so, yes, I have had to deal with debt. And he ruined my credit on the way out. So I've had to deal with rebuilding all of that. So yes, and I wouldn't change it. All of those things taught me lessons that you cannot learn those lessons in a classroom. That's the thing. So I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it. Learn so much about respecting myself, having boundaries, respecting money, appreciating all of that stuff. So yes, I have had to. The way I see debt is that the vortex has your back even before the money has showed up. It's like, to me, the energy of debt is unwavering faith that the money will show up. Mina, how do you journal around money to manifest it and expand the container? Do you write the amount? So Nani, this work is in the Millionaire's Play Shop, which by the way, is a part of the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle. So I'm going to post it in the chat for you guys one more time. So this bundle is open until tomorrow night. I extended it a couple of days because I didn't get to come online live yesterday and talk more about it. So a lot of you guys have joined. It has 6 of my most potent manifestation and spiritual business program content in there. Now, any of those programs you can buy separately, but I wanted to offer a really amazing bundle price for you guys, where at the end of the year, I know you guys are ready to like do something different with your life, really go that next level. So everything is in there. And the reason that I love my work so much is truly because it grows with you, right? Like one of the courses in this bundle is the Feminine Business Mastermind. That was my first business course. So that's when, I was making I had just started all of the things in there. I had started and launched immediately to making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. So I'm showing you all of the things of like when you have nothing and you're starting to going to that level, right? And then the CEO Boss Queen is also in there. When I'm recording some of the modules in there, I'm already making $200,000 a month. That's what where I'm currently at. So as my business grows, as I grow, as my wealth consciousness grows, as my manifestation abilities grow, I add stuff in there. The other thing that I really believe sets me apart is that I didn't create wealth at the expense of anything else, because this is something that I saw women doing everywhere, that if they had money, then they had to sabotage wealth. Or if they had health. If they had money, then they couldn't get the provider guy. If they had the great relationship, then they couldn't have the money. If they were spiritual, then I'm like, no, I want the whole thing. I'm sorry. I don't want like to half-ass experience of life. I want the whole thing. So I have a provider husband and I'm a boss babe that makes $200,000 a month because I get to have it all. He still gets to provide. He still gets to feel like the man. And I still get to have whatever money I feel like I get to have, right? I still get to have a great relationship with my kids. Still get to be young and beautiful and healthy and vibrant. Like I don't want to not have something at the expense of something else. Okay. Yes, I love that way of seeing debt. It's like what you said about owing the IRS. Absolutely. My number one expense right now is the IRS. Like my biggest check every single month is written to the IRS, and I try to do it with as much joy as I can. Now, there are moments where I have a little bit of a, I'm human. But at the same time, it's like, no, this is a privilege. I get to pay this. This is a sign of my success. This is a sign of what I've created in this world. This is a sign of how many women I have helped. Okay. Mina, who did you hire to teach about stocks and investments? Please tell me. For that, I didn't hire anyone. My husband taught me about that. So stocks and investments, my husband was already brilliant at it. So this is why you want to first start with the strengths and weaknesses that you have. And that's why the fact that I knew how to do the manifestation, the feminine principles, and my husband knew the stocks and the investments, the masculine, we came together in that. So that's the number one place that I started with that. It's like, first we take inventory of what do we have. Okay. Then the things that we don't have within each other, then we can hire people for that. The thing is that the people that we could have hired for stocks and investments, they weren't as wealthy as we were. So a lot of people that go to school and become experts in these things doesn't mean that they're successful in this thing in their real life. That's another thing I've learned. So for some things, we have kept them in-house because we had each other. It takes making millions to owe millions. Girl, yes. And I have moments, I'm not going to lie, I have moments where I'm like, right? Because at some point I was earning that a month and I'm now paying that a month to the IRS. But I'm like, I have to revive myself. I have to realign myself. I'm like, I tap into the energy of the police officers that are being paid, the schools that are being paid, the streets that are being built, right? So everything that's happening with the tax changes right now, it is going to affect my family massively. But I'm like, that's okay. We are rebuilding America. Like, that's okay. Like, paying back to the country that has helped me so much. So yes, you have to realign. I was doing that recently, sabotaging health, less workouts per week because I manifested more money. I know what you mean, Cece. We all do this. I talk about this in the Femme Fortune course. And I have done this in my journey as well. I'm like, we're not doing that because that's not what I'm about. That's not what works for me. Okay. Mina, in the previous chat, what do you mean when you say a man is plugging into you and your radiance? And how do you know if and when this is happening? So Nicole, I have a wonderful video for you on my other channel called Is He Stealing Your Radiance? And I would highly recommend that you watch that because that whole video talks about that. I don't want to take away from this topic. And I also talk about how to reverse that in the Dark Feminine Energy course. Okay. I need a quick reminder of what to do when the husband buys gift for his family and not you. Well, do you have a desire that he buys gifts for you or that you receive gifts? Tap into that desire. Also notice how you react when he does buy you gifts versus how they react, because this is a great learning opportunity. So that's the thing that with provider men is that when a man is a true provider, he provides for his family as well. You are the center of his universe, but he also provides for his family. Like he loves providing overall, right? Okay. Let me see. I was thinking of dropping my husband, but I feel like I was being unreasonable. I have to work too. As long as he provides, I can add to that for our goals. Yeah, I personally don't like being rigid in any one. Like I always tap into what will feel really divine to me, what will feel like it's enhancing my life experience. It's upgrading my consciousness. So I don't like being stuck, right? Like I was a stay-at-home mom. We were on one income for 9 years. While I was working on myself and doing my inner work and I had autoimmune issues I need to resolve. But at some point, it was like, there's more for me out there. Like I have a gift. Okay. What do you think about using Acorns for investing? Do you prefer index funds or IRA funds? So we love index funds. We love index funds, but like whatever, that's not the only way. My family loves index funds because there's kind of like set it and forget it, and it's easy. We don't like anything complicated. We're not doing crypto, anything like that yet. We're doing index funds and bonds and things like that. So my husband talks about all of that that's in the Self-Aware Barbie Activated course. You can also buy his course separately. It's called High Value Finance. And what I love about his course is that he gives you all the practical of what we've done, but he also adds spirituality for that, because we are a very spiritual family. I really admire your business model. You've inspired me to completely pivot my business. What advice would you have to someone starting a program from scratch without an audience? So let me say this. Let me say a couple things to that. I have in this bundle, the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle, there is a course on creating courses. There's also a course on attracting your tribe and building your audience. And in the CEO Boss Queen, I talk about how we make social media this big monster, this big thing, and like social media, this big thing, right? But the truth is, my mom had a successful six-figure, like she was earning $350,000 a year in the years before her death. So she didn't have social media. We didn't have social media in her generation, right? So she used to do networking, and she used to make us three kids put out flyers. So I say this only to say that I hope that we are not turning social media as this like big monster. The truth is, people have had businesses before social media. People have had businesses before they had this concept of an audience. Okay. Let me know if this makes sense to you. Okay. Let me know in the chat. Because sometimes people have made it this scary thing. I hate social media. I don't want to be seen as go on social media. I don't want to do blah, 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 blah. It's like you have a product that will help a human being. You don't need to be on social media. You just need to find out where your human beings hang out that might be served by this product and go find them, right? You could go to Starbucks and put up a flyer. You can put an ad, right? Or you can start a YouTube channel or a Facebook group or go on forums. Social media just gives us a beautiful opportunity to reach more human beings that may not be hanging out at our local forum at Starbucks or at our church or something, because we have a global platform now. So we have to just step back for a second, because we tend to make it this like really big, scary monster. I'm so glad that I got to see my mom as an entrepreneur. And my mom could barely speak English. She wasn't from this country. Her education was from a different country. So, and she wasn't wealthy. Like my father was born in a wealthy family in his country. My mom was not. Okay. So she barely had a decent education. She had an education, but she had to just figure stuff out. Okay. She came to this country through marriage to my father when she was 19. Okay. She had me a month after she arrived here. My dad used to joke that every year your mom's English seems to be getting worse, right? So she got her point across with her broken English, and she sold stuff. She knew how to connect with your heart, even if you could not fully understand what she was saying. People trusted her, and people buy from people they like and trust. Does that make sense? Right? Give me an amen if that makes sense. So watching her do this, and then I watch fully well-established, educated people in the United States with full American English skills and access to all this stuff saying, but I'm scared to be seen, and what if bully me? Well, people thought all kinds of things. My mom was 4'11", this little itty bitty thing, with her broken English, and she killed it. She killed it in her business because she didn't know about these limitations. She just had kids to feed. Sometimes I feel like privilege ruins you. We talked a little bit about this in the last live stream, that some people sit around saying they have privilege. You know what? Sometimes privilege destroys you. If you are sitting around with the privilege of being afraid to be seen, you're going to block yourself. She didn't have that privilege because she had kids. She had mouths to feed. In fact, she had mouths to feed here, and she had many mouths to feed back home. She had many, many, many mouths to feed. So she just got out there and she did it. If you didn't like her, she was on to the next person. But she was going to sell some stuff. Okay? She was going to make it happen. So now back to the original question. So you have a product and you want to find a human being that can learn from that product, that can change their life with that product, right? Do you have 5 people on your Facebook account? Do you have 5 people on your phone? Do you have 5 people on an email somewhere, like 5 people you knew from high school? If the answer is no, can you put up some flyers? Can you sign up for one of those free, you know how there's all these like companies online now that do business cards and they'll give you like the first 100 free? Get the first 100 free. All right. And then go and put them at your local Starbucks. Go to meetup.com and join some free groups where people that might benefit from your whatever you have to sell, and go and help those people. Go and add value to those people's life. If you add enough value to people's life and they know that you have a solution, why wouldn't people buy from you? Exactly. The underdogs have that hunger and they want it more. Exactly. Exactly. Mina, how do you see money with such positive life when there are areas in the Bible that say you shouldn't seek it? So but all the religious books, but the Bible, the Quran, the Gita, all the religious books have been written in parables, what I call written in tongues. And the reason for that is because notice that God has never wanted to break our free will. It is always a choice. Even the fact that we can choose not to believe in God is a choice, right? So because it's a choice, it's written in a way that every single person can interpret it in the consciousness with their own free will at where they are. So the Bible, the Quran, all of these books have hinted and danced around the belief that greed is bad. And I'm going to agree with that. Greed is bad. Greed is putting your health, your livelihood, your relationships, your parenting, your morals, your integrity at risk to have some pieces of paper and some numbers in your app, in your bank account. And if that works for you, I support it. But I can imagine that would be a miserable life experience because we have enough experiences of that. We have seen people in the celebrity world and the lottery world destroy themselves with money because they put money, the greed of money, above all else. I put fun and love above all else. Okay, so I won't do anything. That's my personal belief. So I look at all of these beliefs as all beliefs are true. Which ones work for me? All beliefs are true for the people that believe them. Which ones do I want to align with? So when I tap into money, I'm like, what will feel really delicious about money? So let's do that now. Playing with it, having it, rotating it, spending it, buying things that I love, being generous with it. One of my favorite things about money is tipping $100 on a $100 tab. I love doing it. My friends think I'm nuts, but nothing brings me more joy. Actually, I hate to say this, but this is my truth. Please don't be offended. I actually have more fun tipping someone the exact amount, like 100% tip, than sometimes giving to charity. I don't know why. Sorry. I hope God don't be mad. But I just enjoy that. That's like my thing. Okay. I love that. So that's what money means for me. Now, someone might look at me and say, Mina, that's wrong. And I might say that's true. That's wrong for you. For me, it just feels so good. I love like playing with money. I love being generous with money. I love investing money. I love buying things with money. I love putting money aside for my kids. I love being able to show up and give from the generosity of my heart because I have money. If I didn't have money, I'd be out somewhere working right now. Like I wouldn't be able to be generous. So everything is true. All beliefs are true, 100% true. Which ones do I want to believe? Okay. My husband's course, sure. Let me see if I can find it. I know that it's somewhere here, the link for that one. It's in the Self-Aware Barbie Activated bundle. It comes in that bundle, but you can buy it separately. Here it is. Hubby's course. Let me go ahead and throw that link for you, babe. It makes sense because you don't know if charity is going in the right hands. Yes, and I only give to charity, by the way, where I personally know those people. But the dark secret is that I do like giving to them, but there's something about watching someone work really hard in a restaurant or a nail salon or a massage place and just watching their face light up. I don't know. That's just my thing, but it doesn't have to be your thing. But I love that. I love it. Going on vacation, helping my loved ones, going shopping, eating out. Yes, I love all those things. I love it. I don't have any negative stories about that. Now, when I tap into the energy of having to work at the expense of my health, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. That makes me feel so bad. So I'm not going to do that. Not for me. It's a recorded program. It's a digital program that you can watch. And Dominga, it's not in person, no. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. So my money course and the Millionaire's Play Shop, that's the feminine energy of money. It's the attraction, the manifestation. The masculine energy of money is what to do with the money when it's in your hands, okay? How do you invest it? How do you grow it? How do you hold that container for it? That's my definition, just so you guys know. How do you ever feel weird when interacting with money? And if so, what do you do? So I feel weird sometimes when I'm manifesting a level that I haven't yet, right? So I go back and I do all the inner work prompts that I've given you guys in my money course, in my Millionaire's Play Shop, and I go back to the drawing board and I do the things for that level. Because at every level, I've had to go back and do inner work. Yes. Think about it. The first time I started earning a month what I had previously only earned a year. Yeah, I had there was a lot of wobbly energy around that, right? Another really difficult time for me was when I passed my parents' yearly salary or whatever in 1 month, right? It was just oh my God, I'm breaking generational limits here, right? This is huge. I'm rewriting my family's genetic history of what money gets to mean for us. It was huge. So yeah, I do have those moments when I'm attracting, I had this moment where a client said, Mina, do you realize, I think this was when I was when I started just earning 100K a month. A client said, do you realize that you're a top 1% earner? I had a whole moment, right? And so I had to go work on that. And I kept saying that, so it became no big deal. Then my son recently corrected me. He's like, Mom, actually, that's not correct. You are not one of the top 1% earners in the country. You are 0.01%. And I had to sit down for a minute. I am a woman, right? And I am a woman of color. I am a first generation American to immigrants. Like, I had so much stuff come in of like, OMG, I'm not a doctor. Like, I'm not, like, you know what I mean? Like, the people that you think would be wealthy, like, you know what, those stories. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, Mom, I just looked it up. And he's like, you are not top 1%. You're 1.0. Like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, so I had to go back and like, whew, I almost wish he hadn't told me that. Right? Like, it's like, I have to ground that energy and like see myself as this new thing. Okay. Would you recommend the container course before a money course? What I would, there's a lot of container work in the money course. I would recommend go with the one that like steps at you first, because this is something I want to train all women in. Instead of asking, and I'm happy to give advice, and my team is trained in being able to do this, but what we've learned is the people that go with their first gut instinct, that's the program that their subconscious is leading them to. Okay, and there's plenty of container work in the money courses. You are that girl. Oh my God, Tyra, thank you for saying that. And the truth is that I can't even believe it, because there's a part of me that still, I was the one bullied at school for being poor, for being ugly, for having the wrong clothes, right? And who knew that in 40 years, I was going to be a completely new me. Completely new me. But that's a decision that I've had to make. I never had friends growing up. I was the one that was the ugly one, the one that didn't have we wore secondhand clothing from thrift stores. So like, I was the one that didn't have the cool clothes, that didn't have all that stuff. Friends would come over and see that we were sleeping on the floor. Like, I was that person, right? And then they didn't want to be our friends anymore. What does it mean if you desire your man to send you money and it happens, but you get mad and at first want to reject it? It means you need to do your inner work around what does it mean to receive? Like container work. Back to the container. Like, that's why I say it's all your own inner work. I haven't changed one person. I've just been doing my inner work. I didn't have to change my husband. When I did my inner work, he started changing to match my new energy. Because I refuse to live a life where it's a struggle every day, where I feel like I can't have what I desire. Okay. You know, if after I listen to the recording and I have questions, can I have a meeting with your husband? He doesn't do coaching calls anymore. This is a digital program. So if you're going to take a digital program, you have to trust that the questions will get answered as you take action. What we've learned is that there's people that expect to have questions and expect not to get it. And they will come in and they'll never get it because they expect not to get it. And then there's people that they take the courses and they have questions and they put the questions out there and they get the signs and they figure it out. Be that person that figures it out. Be that person that like expects to get it. Sometimes I've had to do things 10 times before I got it, but I expected and believed myself to get it. Nina's videos are raising all of us to such high vibes. I vibrate so high. Thank you, babe. How do you start inner work? I would recommend starting with my Basic Babe bundle. I have put all of the inner work principles that will get you started in different areas. There's mindset work in there. There's energy work in there. There's opening your heart work in there. There's relationship work in there. So the Basic Babe bundle on my website at theuniverseguru.com. Yes, you have to train your mind to expect success. So true. I believe that. Yes. In your private coaching, what are the digital programs that are included? Currently I don't have any open slots. Sometimes we open slots, but my existing clients get those really quickly. So in the package with the digital programs, it's whatever programs are on my website. So sometimes clients will pick them themselves. I'll recommend them based on what they need. And sometimes I'll recommend half and they pick half, but I honestly don't have any openings right now. I'm 19, Mina, and I look up to you. Do you have any place I can or should start to learn and grow money? Book recommendations or any other sources? Book recommendations are on my Amazon store. I don't remember all the books right now. I would say the number one book you could read is The Millionaire Next Door. And if you search The Universe Grew Amazon store, then a whole bunch of books will come up that are on my Amazon store. And there's a lot of other money books on there. I just buy your courses and watch your live videos. Everything gets answered. I love that, Sika. Thank you, babe. How are you, babe? How long was it before your husband caught up? Weeks. Usually it's weeks. Now it's days. In the beginning, it was weeks. Now we're like, it's like a moment to moment thing. It's like a day, an hour. I can come back in my room, shift my energy, go back and he's caught up. But I'm good at it now. I wasn't so good at it before. So you have to be patient. Thank you. Also, did you have multiple men offer to provide when dating? Have you had clients receive money from multiple men? Yes, I had that happen, and many of my clients have that happen, correct. I have clients that are getting $200,000 a month from men, and they're not even married to them. So yes, I've seen it all at this point. It's blown my container. So I'm like, oh my God, that's a level, right? Thank you for responding. I purchased the Basic Babe bundle and I'm halfway through it. I'm loving it. I already feel myself growing. Amazing, Susan. So happy to hear that. Men are always responding to our energy. That's just how masculine energy works. It's always we train masculine energy, from our embodiment, from our next level. I'm actually teaching that in the Divine Union course this Friday. That I just announced that on my other channel. Now we're like channel hopping. We're like talking about the other channel on this channel. So any other things coming to you about men, money, resonating with riches, what you get to have, what's the inner work that you need to do? The Rich Girl Manifestation bundle is here and it ends tomorrow, by the way, this bundle. So you save $17.75 for buying the 6 courses together. Now, if you have any 1 or 2 of these courses or whatever many, and you just want to get the other ones, email my team and they'll send you a specialized bundle. Either we'll discount it for you based on what you've already paid, or we'll substitute the courses. Money gets to work for you. Relationship gets to work for you. Fun gets to work for you. Life gets to work for you. It's about you accepting and deciding how easy or hard it gets to be. What are some affirmations to call in money? Oh my God, I've got so many. I could just do the whole live stream just on that. Ones that I used to say over a decade ago, was, I make money in my sleep. And I do wake up to so many sales now. Like it blows my mind. That's when I used to say a decade ago. I'm giving you ones earlier so that you can, I'll give you some from now too. Another one that I used to say a decade ago was, money is easy and effortless. Money comes frequently and easily. Money is my friend. Money gets to come and stay and grow babies. Money is in flow. I have fun making money. Even when I think I'm not making money, I'm making so much money. Like those are some of the affirmations that I used to say. Hi, Kamika. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So what does your relationship gets to be with money? I just discovered your content. Does any of your courses come with Facebook group of like-minded individuals? I no longer do Facebook groups, but a lot of my courses, some of my courses, not a lot, some of my courses come with group intensive that I add on. For example, let me give you an example. So the Divine Union course that has already been there, it's got hours and hours of content. This Friday, we're meeting up again in there and doing another 2-hour intensive on Zoom. So you get to meet all the women, you get to hang out with them, you get new content, and all previous students get grandmothered in. Yes, I changed grandfather to grandmother because we're dealing with women. Hello. So you get, I should maybe call it grand goddess in. And so you get to meet women. I also run an in-person intensives. Oh, that's another thing. I was taking a poll for that. So I used to do 3 in-person intensives every year, live, in person. And I was recently editing the footage from my last in-person intensive in 2020 before everything happened. And as I was editing it to share it with you guys, I started feeling so like, I don't know, I was just missing everyone. And I'm like, oh, I really want to do it in person. So I'm considering doing this live in January. I'm looking into doing it live possibly. Okay. Can others hold you back when it comes to manifesting? Or is it all about focus? It's all about belief. So some people believe others can hold them back unless they focus, and then they drive themselves crazy trying to focus, so others then can't hold them back, right? So this is one of the things that I teach in my courses. All beliefs are true, all of them, and none of them are the absolute truth. Okay, so all beliefs are true if you believe them, and none of them are the absolute truth. So I will often tell my clients that what I'm telling you is a lie. What I'm telling you is a lie that I have chosen to believe as infinite truth for myself. Okay, so it's not the absolute truth. I have no proof that God exists other than the fact that I believe that God exists and God seems to exist for me. Is this making sense to you? So what I'm telling you isn't the absolute truth. I have chosen to believe it and it's worked for me. It may be more expansive than what you currently believe, so it works for you. But at some point, I have to shed the skin and believe something bigger. So at some point in your journey, you will have to shed your belief and get something big to get something bigger. Does that make sense? So I believe that money gets to be easy for me. I believe that men get to provide for me. I believe that my work is a gift to humanity. Can I prove any of that? No, other than the fact that I believe it and men provide. And you guys tell me all the time that my work has changed your life. So I believed it first. I have no absolute proof of it. I believed it, and then the proof showed up. At some time, at some point, I might have to shed that and have a bigger belief to go bigger. So when people ask me, is this true? Yes, for the people that believe in them, it is absolute gospel. The question is it true for you? And what gets to be true for you today? Back 3 or 4 years ago, I had hired this mentor, and she put all these beliefs in my mind. Those were her beliefs. They were true for her, that you had to do business in this, and this way. And even though what I was doing was already working, I thought, okay, well, my next level, I have to do it this way. The problem with that is that I don't do well with slavery. I don't do well with being trapped. I don't know what it is about me. I need full freedom and fun to thrive. I don't do well when I'm constrained in any way. I don't know what it is, okay? So she was like, you have to have a Facebook group. You have to do calls. You have to do this. So I started doing that stuff. Did it work? Yes. Was I happy? No, I was miserable doing those things, but I was like, no, I have to align myself. I was trying to force myself to get aligned. And then I was like, screw it. This is not fun. And when money isn't fun, I don't want it. I don't want any money that's not fun because I have money to have fun. So to be miserable to have something that's supposed to make me fun is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's the dumbest thing. So I closed down all my Facebook groups. What do you think happened that month? So I was making a certain amount of money from just YouTube. And then this woman came into my life and she said, you must have Facebook groups to make money. So I think I was at like 40,000 a month. Okay, so I was making 40,000 a month. Don't quote me on these numbers. I'm not 100% sure, but it was around 40,000. I start Facebook groups and I start to align with that, even though it's not feeling good. Okay, but I'm trying to get myself aligned and I start making it feel a little better. So then I get to 60,000 a month. And then I'm at 60 and I'm just like stuck at 60. Okay. And not to say 60 is bad, but that's where I am. But I'm exerting a lot more energy to make 60 than I was at 40. And then I'm like having headaches and like I'm getting all this energy work done. And my husband's like, what's going on? It seems like you're working really hard. And so then I start asking God for guidance, right? So I was at 60, at 40, now I'm at 60, but I'm working way too hard. It feels like it's like an uphill battle to realign. Now I can make anything fun and I'm making it fun, but it's a little bit of an extra nudge to make it fun. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So I got the guidance from God. I asked for more signs, see the signs as clear as day. Go on Facebook, shut down all the groups. And that woman's voice is in my head. Now you're not going to make any money. So what happens that month when I shut them down? My income goes from, it was at 40 from just YouTube, goes to 60. It falls down to around 30 that 1 month. The following month, I doubled my income. Then the following month, again, I think that was our largest. I think it was like our largest jump ever was, I think, 80,000 the next month. And then we never went back down. So look what happened when I aligned. And I'm honest with you. The first time I closed it, I did have that wobbly, oh no, what the hell did I do? She said, you have to. No. God said I don't have to. So it was a little bit of that tug of war. I had many nights of like going to my husband and like, I'm like, coach me on this again. He's like, you don't have to work. I have your back. You can quit this at any time. You never have to bring a penny in. I'm the provider. Quit the whole thing if you want to. Your life is just supposed to be fun. Yes. Oh my God, my life is just, he had to do that for me like 5 or 6 times. And then bam, I'm back. Mina's back. So I've learned those lessons from those mentors too. And I've made a pact to myself that I will never work with anyone that has a belief system that it has to be this way. No, can't do it because I don't work that way. Are they wrong? No, they're right. It works for them. For something about me where I'm forced into a corner and I have to do something that I don't want to do, I don't do well. Very true about shedding skin. Yes, huge eye opener. Wow, very powerful. These live streams are so potent. Yes, I imagine your money grew. Your income doubled while letting go to receive more. Yes. And why did my income double? Because my energy doubled. I wasn't having to realign with another woman's voice in my head, forcing myself to do this thing because everyone else is doing it this way. I had to remind myself that the reason I walked out of a 9-to-5 job like midday one day was because I could not stand being told how and when I could be. No, I just don't do well that way. I am such a freedom-seeking soul. That's just me. Can you please explain the idea of containers around money? Yes. Okay, so this is a good one. So there's 2 different ways that I use the word container. So there's like the actual like physical container. So a bank account is a container because the money is sitting in that bank account. It can't be leaked from that bank account unless I decide to spend it on something, right? It can't be taken from the bank account. Like that's a container. And then there's like an energetic container of how much I believe that I'm a vibrational match for. So my bank, if I believe that I'm a vibrational match for negative $29 in my bank account, the container of the bank account it has nothing on my energy, right? It will always be sitting at negative. I might get $1,000 today and I will go back to negative 29. I have been that person, so I know that person intimately. And I've had clients that were that people, right? We all know that thing. So at every journey, you're going to have to raise the bar of your container. I had to become a different person. So previously, when I was in real estate, that was my first business, my real estate business. I was earning $100,000 to $200,000 a year. There were some months in my real estate when I was flipping properties that I made $50,000 a month. But then I would quickly go back to just what I told you guys. So that was in my 20s. So when I started this business, I had to expand my container. I had to become the kind of woman that could make $20,000 a month passively versus before I had to show properties and do all that stuff. Then 40,000 passively, then 60, then 100, then 150, then 200,000. That's where I'm at. I haven't been able to crack 200,000 yet a month. So that's where we're at right now. Like that's where I'm at. And so that's the next level work. So at every level, I have to expand my container. The process that I have laid out for you in the Millionaires and in the Money Course hasn't changed. It's just that I have to align with bigger numbers. At no point ever tried to go from 200,000 to $1 million. It's too much of a jump. Now that's just one container. I am also a vibrational match that I will never fall below 5 million. Like that's like in the bank or investment. So that has to keep, if I want to be a Deca millionaire, then I have to raise that bar as well. I have to go to the next level, right? So there's different containers, different things that you are willing to allow into your life. Okay. I explained this really, really in depth and really, really well in the Millionaires Play Shop. So that's a really great place for you to start. And it's included in the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle, but you can buy it separately. If you were single and not married to a provider, how would you have gone about building your business and living in alignment while paying bills? So I was single I was a single mother for 4 years. I think you know that. And I was earning 6 figures in my 20s as a single mom. And I had the most properties that I've ever owned in my life at one given time is 20. That's how many properties I was flipping at the same time. And I had a construction company. So I was doing stuff, right? So it was still through my business because I am not the kind of person that can thrive in a 9-to-5. Now I have clients that are CEOs or financial this or this and director of this or doctors so they do it in their field. So same thing, I would have to be the one that provides the masculine container and the feminine, and it can be done. I would have had to become financially literate. At the time in my 20s that I was single, unfortunately, I wasn't financially literate. I didn't have the masculine container. My parents taught me the manifestation stuff. My parents were both horrible at keeping money. So I never learned that. I had to learn that from my husband. But I have clients that aren't married that learn it from reading books or my courses or whatever, talking to investment, whatever, their providers or whatever. Yeah. How do you deal with jealousy of others towards you with that iffy energy? So I decide that I don't have to deal with it. I just keep my energy cleansed. I do cleaning, energy cleansing exercises. I do cord cutting. I don't deal with it. Like I don't deal with another person. So what another person does with their energy or their thoughts is their manifestation. What I do with my thoughts and my energy is my manifestation. And I can only have access to my manifestation. Under 100K in the bank, would you recommend renting or buying a home? I would recommend doing what feels good to you. I don't feel good at renting. I feel good buying, but that's me. That's just how I feel. And I don't feel good having a mortgage. I like owning my house outright. So that's what I've always done. So not always. When I was a single mom, I had a mortgage, but you know my point. So I always say, do the thing that's on your heart because that's what you need to do. Hi, Mina, what do you do when you don't have the voice of someone else? You had your husband to remind you that you're not delusional about the way you want to receive. So my clients get that from me. So you can get it from a friend, you can get it from a book, you can get it from your YouTube channel. My clients get it from me. Some of my students say they listen to my courses over and over again. That's why I give lifetime access, and they keep re-listening to it. And some of my followers say they just watch my YouTube content because they don't have money to invest. That's, you find someone that can be that voice while you find your voice. By the way, until I met Irfan, I always had people that were saying, why are you doing this? You're never going to make it. So I had to do it despite those people. Then when I became a vibrational match for someone being supportive, that's when I found him. And he wasn't always supportive either. Let's just be honest. I've shared my stories in my programs. When I started my YouTube channel, he's like, what the hell is this? Right? I did it anyways. When I set my mind to something, there's nothing you can do to stop me. I think most people that know me get that now. So they just get out of my way because I will bulldoze over them. Did you have to show your husband proof that your business was earning money before he believed in you? What I've had to do was believe in myself first. What I've realized is that people have always mirrored back to me the doubts that I've had because I've never been able to really truly see my divinity. And once I saw it, other people saw it as clear as day. In fact, thousands of people see it now, but I had to see it first. I had to see it first. Yeah. That's why I always say go back to your inner work, because when you are trying to change the already manifested, it's an uphill battle. But when you work in the realms of energy through your inner work, it's so much easier. I cannot tell you. Oh my God. The only work that you will ever have to do is inner work, and then life will become easy. I promise you that. But if you're like, I have to change him and I have to convince him and she's jealous of me, suffering and exhaustion. Mina is the queen of crystallized clarity. Thank you, babe. Yes, no one in my family believes in me now. I'm just showing them and myself. Yeah, I still have people like that, by the way, in my family. Not my immediate family, the one I created, but my extended family, people think I'm nuts, but I'm doing it anyways. Here's what I've learned. Every single person, whether it's a friend or a family member that at any point pointed a finger and said, she's nuts, I can't believe she's doing this, has gone and done that thing with my diet, with my fitness, with marriage, with the way that I dated, with the way that I'm raising my kids. Here's the pattern. First, they mock, then they point fingers and talk behind your back, and then they follow. But they don't have to. I'm not asking them to. Right? So I just do me. All I know is that I came through my mother's vagina by myself, and I'm going to be buried by myself. So like, I have to do me. I have to do my inner work, and my soul is going to take back these lessons. Like, that's all I know. Like, no one else is responsible for my learning. No one else is responsible for being my cheerleader. Like, I have to be that voice. Or I have to find those people, right? Whether it's in a book or a YouTube video or whatever. I feel like it's easier now than ever. You can put YouTube on your TV and have motivational people talking to you. Like, I didn't have that when I was little. All I had was people criticizing me all the time. It's easier now than ever to be in that energy at a click of a button. So ladies, once again, the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle ends tomorrow night. I'm putting the bundle in the chat again, and it's in the description box. Any other questions coming for you for money, manifestation, men, how to make it fun? Yes, I'm just doing me now and I'm not going wrong. Yes. Yes, you have to. Especially if you have the masculine does not like energy placed onto it. It feels like penetration energy. So when you have your energy inside of you, it guides the masculine's energy inside of you. We're talking about this in the Divine Union this Friday, by the way, live on how to become his oracle. So anytime your energy is focused, think of this. Let's say that this is the masculine. Is this in the frame? This is the masculine. Hello. And I'm like, does he like me? Does he believe in me? Does he stand in me? I'm penetrating him. The masculine does not like to be penetrated. The masculine penetrates the feminine. Okay. But if my energy is, ooh, I feel so yummy inside and I'm amazing and I'm worthy of love. Now I'm guiding the masculine's penetration into me. I'm taking in the lover. Do you see that? It's like, that's when it wants to when I'm chasing it, it's like me coming at it with penetration energy and it's running. It's like, get me away from this when I don't like to be penetrated. Hi, Mina, how can I get rid of fear of dreaming big and making dreams come true? So the way that I've done it, Brenda, is I have big dreams and then I break them down in what can I do today? And then I just have to face the fear of today in this moment. I think some people, I talk about this in The Millionaire, some people don't know how to chunk down their dreams in like actual livable, what can I do right now moments? And then they psych themselves out. They freak themselves out. Like if you're broke and you're trying to get to $1 million, like this is how I explained it to my son. This might be helpful. So let's say this is how I explained it to Armand. Let's say there's a woman that wants to lose 100 pounds. And she's like, I have to lose 100 pounds. I have to lose 100 pounds. And every little effort that she makes today, even if she loses 2 pounds a week, she's going to be dissatisfied because her goal is so big that at the end of the week, all this effort she exerted, and it's like, that's it, 2 pounds down, but I have 100 to go or 98 to go, right? But let's say that you did have 100 pounds to go. And you set your goal that this month I'm going to lose 4 pounds. Then when she loses half a pound this week, it looks, and I didn't even have to finish the sentence. He was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, it looks like I'm moving the needle. I'm like, yes. So when I was telling him this, he said, I have been doing that with something at work or at school. And he's like, I totally see that now. I set this big goal and then it seems like, well, it's not working, but it is working. I'm like, yes. Most people don't know how to chunk it down into something that's believable for them. So let me give you another example. This is an example I gave him. When I started my YouTube channel 12 years ago, if I was sitting around saying one day I'm going to be a spiritual teacher and everyone's going to be buying all my programs and I had no followers and I had one video on YouTube, people would have thought I was delusional. I would have thought I was delusional. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't even a desire, right? I said, this looks fun. I'm going to post one video. I didn't even care if anyone was watching it or not. So by the time I put the video out, I already felt like I had achieved something because the goal was only to put out one video. Then the next goal was to put out 2 videos. I think most people psych themselves out. Their goals are so big. And then if you say something, they're like, well, she's squashing my dreams. I'm not. I'm saying you have to take the first step before you climb Mount Everest. Like you have to chunk it down into what do I have to do today? Does that make sense? Thankful to you, dating a doctor can be limited. I want to attract my own income. Yes, you should have your own impact in your own income. It's fun. Why wouldn't you? Yes, I'm just moving in silence and they can just watch me win when I win. Exactly. For me, it's about making promises to myself, about committing to the tiniest processes for myself. And Justine, this is very important because this is evolutionary. So from an evolution perspective, we all have an internal audience. And this internal audience mimics that tribal vibe that we have been subjected to millions of years. So this internal audience views what we're doing as if it was an audience of the tribe. So when you set like really big goals and then you don't chunk them down, you feel like a failure, and that internal audience bashes you and beats you down every time. So if I said I'm going to lose 100 pounds this week and I don't, I just set my internal audience off because I set myself up for failures. It's dumb. The right thing to do would be something that I can actually commit to and do every single day. So the internal audience, that's why some people are more confident than others, because you gain confidence and self-esteem by feeding this audience in things that you can actually achieve. That achievable goals follow through and feel good. Yes, this is an evolutionary mechanism, actually. Yes. Yes, it does. Thank you so much. You're the best. Thank you, Brenda. How can you begin spiritual process while manifesting money? So what does spiritual process mean for you? What does that look like? I didn't start a spiritual process. I just started, my first cry for help to God was, why does this always happen to me? Can you please tell me what I'm doing wrong? I wouldn't necessarily call that a spiritual process, but that's how my inner work began. That did not require any money. I was just mad because I was always the common denominator on all of my chaos. Mina, how do you get comfortable in your own being alone? How did you make it fun? So for me, I've always liked my company and liked being alone. My process was the opposite. I had to be comfortable being with other people. I'm sorry, I'm not being honest. I wish that wasn't a thing, but that's just how it is. When I'm with myself, it's easy, right? I'm not triggering myself. I love myself. I can just do whatever I want. So for me, it's the opposite, but let me really tap into that and give you some useful advice. When you're not connected to yourself, what you're not connected with, you try to find in other people. And that's when you're least likely to get it, is what I'm going to say about this. Does that make sense? So whatever you're seeking in another person's company, how would it feel like to get it from yourself? Ask yourself that question in a journal. Yes, I started to pray for help and feel my feelings and then follow my joy and inspiration. Beautiful. You're in it, babe. You're in the inner work. Same, I'm definitely an introvert and love my own company. Yes. So my whole family, we're all introverted, but it's different levels. The most extroverted out of all of us is probably my husband. And then maybe Arman. Arman is the second one. My middle son and me are probably the most introverted. The two projectors are the most introverted. I used to be concerned for myself. And I know that my parents were concerned for me because my parents used to say, you're antisocial. And there was a point in my life where I was like, is there something wrong with me? I don't really need other people. Yes, of course, I love having love in my life and I love being married and I love having my kids, but I'm not needy. I don't know. That's just me. Any other questions coming up about the bundle, about money? Mina, what did God reveal to you when you asked, what am I doing wrong? Oh, so many signs, still revealing to this day. All the inner work that I needed to be doing. The first thing was that the absolute first thing that was revealed to me immediately after I said that prayer or asked for help was the fact how easily other people were able to control my mood and my energy simply by triggering me. And then I realized that wasn't them, that was me. Because why wouldn't they want to control me? Why wouldn't people want to control you if you're controllable? My ADHD is very bad when I'm at my 8 to 5. I'm also introverted and work with people. Does this mean the work I do is not actually fun or something I love? Instead of asking, does this mean, ask, what do I need to feel my best? So ask more elevated questions so God can really reveal the sources. Because does this mean, now you're just seeking meaning in a thing, you're not talking about a desire, right? Like this is just that weird waiting room between the desire counter and the complaint counter. So what's your desire? What do you want? How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel at work? How do you want to feel in your energy? How do you want to feel at home? Don't assign weird meanings to things. It's like, what do I actually want? Okay. What do you want? What do I want? What do I want? That's probably one of the easiest and most effective journaling exercises. What do I want? What would feel really good to me right now? Answer that question. Let me see. I saw a really good one and then I lost it. Sorry. Let me see on here. Mina, how long did it take you before you told your husband that you were in an abusive relationship? Do you mean about my ex? What do I want? Why am I afraid of what I want? Yes, those counter intentions. There's always those counter intentions. So babe, this is my money channel. So we're not doing relationship stuff unless it relates to money. Maybe I'll answer one or two. And Maria, on my other channel, I have a training called 7 Places to Meet Healthy Men. Watch that, please. How do you get rid of fear of money? So I rewire myself, reframe myself. So you can use the 6-step process in my basic babe bundle to do that. You can use some of the content in the Millionaires. So I look at what the fear is. So look at what's the fear, what's the actual fear, what will happen, and know that that's a belief. And then I close my heart and I say, when I think of this belief, does my heart expand or does it contract? Does my energy go, yes, this feels good? Or does it go, oh my God, I feel so limited by this? If it feels good, I keep the belief. If it feels limiting, I ditch it. And I say, well, what would be a better, more expansive belief? Remember, all beliefs are true if you believe them, and they're also just beliefs, right? Like you're eventually gonna have to shed that. So the only point of beliefs are, does this expand my energy and my quality of life and my human experience, or does this contract me? So choose one that expands you and then align with that like it is gospel. Okay. What do I want is the hardest question for me to answer. Okay, so what would feel good right now? Change the question. What would feel good right now? And if the answer is, I don't know, then say, I don't know, but if I did know, what would that be? Keep writing that for 15 minutes without lifting your pen, and I promise you the answer will start revealing itself. We've numbed ourselves so much from our desires that as women, that we have trouble accessing it, but stay focused and find it. Say, I'm going to die trying to find out what I want. For me, it's the fear of being responsible. Okay, so let's say that was the fear. So Justine's fear is that if I have money, I'm going to have to be responsible. So let me see how that feels. If I have money, I'm going to have to be responsible. What does it mean to be responsible? Being responsible means I can't do fun things. I have to be really rigid in my thinking. Does that expand me or contract me? Fucking contracts me. I don't like it. Okay. What would feel better? What would feel better is that I can be whatever I want if I have money. I can be whatever I want now. I can be childlike. I can be irresponsible. In fact, the more irresponsible I am, the more money I make. The more fun I have, the more money I make. The more I'm me, the more money I make. So you see, that's how I realign. And to me, when I'm smiling, shit just comes out of my mouth, and that's the stuff I align with. How to really know what you want. What do I want? Right now, I want to have a really fun experience with these girls that are watching me. After this, what do I want? I want to walk out of this room like really yummy and delicious and like get dressed for Halloween. I want that to be really, really fun. Ooh, maybe I'll make some snacks or something while we're getting dressed. And then I want to set up the front porch for the candy for the kids. And then I want to go have fun with my family, go trick-or-treating. That feels really delicious. That's what I want. Mina, how do I feel abundant when I made a big loss in my business? Can't help but feel down about it, but I know these feelings will pass. So what I like to say is I have so much money that I can afford to flow some, and it comes back to me tenfold. I have so much money that I get to have big losses and not even put a dent in my vibration now. I have so much money that I can lose some, laugh about it, and then more just comes in. I think I fear that money is the root of all evil and it will bring me problems, and also that more money equals more work. These feel really limiting. Okay, so we know the problem. What would feel less limiting? Okay, so let's take the first one. Money is the root of all evil. So is money absolutely evil? Well, no. When I give money to people that work for me, when I give money at my nail salon and my massage place, it feels so good. When I donate money, it feels good. It feels really good to spend money on jewelry and shopping and vacations. So money is not evil. I kind of like money. Actually, I really, really love money. So money isn't evil. Can people do evil things with money? Yes, gross. Does that have anything to do with me? No, because I'm a fun person that loves doing fun things with money. Okay, so money is fun for me. Like that's literally my process. There you go. Like nothing can make me away from fun. Let's see. That sounds so fun. I worry that men may not be attracted to me if I'm too successful. Crazy, right? LOL. Many men will not be attracted to you if you are successful and you keep telling them about that, because that competes with their energy and they can't win with you and they feel like they're losing. But I'm successful and I get to let that be a thing that Mina does and then show up and let men be successful in front of me. Thank you so much, Bloom. I appreciate you getting likes for me. I like that. Thank you. What other people believe about money, about life, about relationships, even what I believed 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday has nothing to do with me today. Can you tap into that? What I believed about money yesterday, or what other people believe about money, or what they say about money, or what she says about money, or what he said, has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. What do I believe? Okay. That's the 6-step process, Justine, in the Basic Babe Bundle, right? Transmute that shit. I don't like spending a lot of time worrying about, is this true? What does this mean? It's all true and it's all lies. What do I believe? What can I align with? Because whatever I believe becomes true for me. It becomes gospel for me. Mina, thank you so much. I just finished the self-aware Barbie and I'm finally embodying and getting into millionaire mindset. Girl, yes, you're there. It's done. It's done. It's done. I love that. We are the same design and we are from same country and we preach the same thing. I love it, lady. Beautiful. Hello. Hi from London. If you're not afraid about losing money, just curious, why not invest in crypto? So we don't, it's kind of interesting that the way you think, we think a little bit differently. So we don't say, I'm not afraid of losing money. So like, here, I'm just going to throw it out. That's kind of reverse engineering it. And I'm not saying it doesn't work, but we don't work like that. How we work is what feels good right now to us. And crypto hasn't entered the heart. Tomorrow it might, and we may be the first ones back there and investing a lot. But we don't just like say, that doesn't feel, we're not afraid of this, or this doesn't lose. So does that make sense? It's too much mental. We do most things from the heart. That sounds like a mental processing to us, not like a heart is saying, let's jump. Okay. So I just go with where my heart takes. Heart said, post on YouTube, Mina, post it on YouTube. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't. I couldn't even imagine this was going to happen. Okay. I just do what my heart says. None of it makes sense to me. It doesn't need to because I'm not involving the brain. I just leap. I have such a relationship with the universe and God that when God says jump, I jump. I don't ask any questions. I just freaking do it. I love that about myself. Life is so much fun for me that way. Hello, Mina. When you started quantum leaping, wasn't there a difference in where you and your husband work in terms of level? There always is a difference. Sometimes he's way ahead of me and then he has grace for me to catch up. And sometimes I'm ahead of him. And so there is a concept called meta updating. It's a beautiful concept. And meta updating is this concept where when you accept people and love them for where you are and where they are, and they respect and love you, and you are spending time together and you're discussing things, you match each other. So let's say my husband's here and I'm here, and we're having a discussion and we respect each other and we love each other and we respect each other, and then we match up. So it's like we're here. Then let's say we're here. I'm here now and he's here, we meta update. So this is actually like it's an actual thing you can Google it. My husband's like really big into this. So there's the way that this concept works is through respect and acceptance. And so it never works when you're trying to convince the other person and say that you're right and they're wrong, because then the respect and love is lost. And energetically, this really vibes with me because in quantum physics, we understand mirror neurons. We understand in spirituality, what you put out, you receive. So we are able to do this faster as we evolve in our inner work. Thank you, babe. Thank you, Samo. Yeah, it's like convincing the ego that you're not afraid, so you spend in whatever you see. So yes. So I try to make my decisions from the heart. And the heart doesn't have a story, I've noticed. It just feels really good to do what it's saying. The brain always has a story. So when she said the crypto thing, there was a story. Well, if I'm not afraid of losing money, then why shouldn't I do story, not heart? Does that make sense? Let me know if that's resonating with you. And it's okay if it's not. We're all at different places. Wow, I love Meta Update. I have been doing that with my toddlers. Beautiful. I didn't know you had babies, babe. For some reason, your energy seems like very, very childlike and young. And I mean that in the most positive way. So I didn't know you were a mom. That's amazing. I'm a projector and write about it. And I do relate to when you say have fun and money comes. I wish I knew this before. I was always struggling. Now I do less and there's much more money than ever. Beautiful. I'm so proud of you, babe. That's amazing. And this concept isn't just for projectors. We're just completely entering a new paradigm now. And that whole work hard and kill yourself for whatever, it's out. It's so old. It's so dated. Like we're over it. Uh, yes, I didn't know that there is a name when I respect my kids and expect the highest version of them. Yes, that's it. It's like whatever you drink, I also want to drink that water looks good. Thank you. I actually do pray over and infuse my water because we already know from those Japanese studies what that does to the water molecules. So I hope you guys are doing that too. I am considering it, Tyra. I keep going back and forth. Like my heart is saying, just jump and do it. And it's one of those things where I think this is what, like, my husband's head is saying all the things that can go wrong because of the current situation. But I always go with what my heart says. So I'm asking the universe for signs right now. So this is what I do. Every time my husband and I are at like a different point, I will say, I'll go back and I'll say, God, can you please make it really crystalline clear, either one way or another? I'm unattached from either one. If I do it online, I know it's still going to be fabulous. If I do it in person, it's going to be even more fabulous. Please, God, just show me signs and make it crystalline clear what would be the best for all beings involved. And then I leave it. I let it go. And so I'm in the signs process right now. I totally fell for Gary V hustle culture, especially as my father is the same. I was always shamed for being lazy, like in making money the easy way. They think I'm useless, but I earn more than them. That's the funny thing, right? It's hilarious when you like do it your way and it still works. It works better. I love it. I love that. Your toddlers, like I love that you're already teaching this to your toddlers. In person sounds fun. So I know I took a poll already, but I have a lot. Recently, I feel like it's been more coming into my field. How many of my followers are actually in Texas, like Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston? So one of the things I was thinking was, at the very least, like the Texas people can come. Do you recommend basic babe course before the money course? I recommend doing the one that your heart says yes to. When people are unsure, I say definitely you can't go wrong with the basic babe. But if you're like, no, I really want the money course, do the one that your heart says. As a woman, it is in your best interest to train yourself to listen to your heart. You'll come to a decision that's best for you and as soon. Absolutely, Tara. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm gonna put up that vlog that I was editing from the 2020 retreat, and just the energy of it and how good it felt. And I was like, oh, I miss that so much. I'm from California and desire moving to Texas, so an in-person there would be a dream. Ooh, okay, okay. I would go to Phoenix, Arizona. That's on our list. Irfan and I have, neither one of us have been to Arizona. And so if I did one in 2022, the New Year's one, I would definitely do it in Houston, but that's next on our list. Okay. Out of topic, but 6'2" projectors. Well, what's your authority, babe? It depends on your authority. This is off topic, but money, but how do you figure out your divine purpose from life, healer, generator? So, Susan, you've opened up a little can of worms here because maybe this needs to be said. So I know people, there's no right or wrong way, just know this, okay? But I must say this. I know people that like knew their purpose when they were in diapers. I'm not one of those people. So my manifestations, my purpose, my mission has always been this thing that has been revealed to me in 200 feet next step increments. So I know people that are both. And I think what happens is people like me that are like, I can't figure out my purpose. I can't figure out my purpose. See people that like knew their purpose and like had it revealed to them in some divine way. And we're like, why can't I figure it out? I have never tried to figure out my big purpose. It was revealed to me over 40-year process. I'm turning 41 in November. So over a 40-year process. I would say I came into discovering my full purpose and like really seeing the whole thing and having many divine signs, like my Akashic reading confirming it, my numerology confirming it, astrology confirming it, only after I figured it out, only about last year. But my entire life, the universe was conspiring to bring me here. And the way it's worked is, what do I need to do today? Today. So I think that there are two types of people. I'm still in awe and in bliss with people that always knew. Like, I love that. That wasn't me. I could never see myself as so. If you, in fact, Susan, if you met me 20 years ago and told me I was meant to do this, like, I think I would have psyched myself out. I would have been so scared. I don't think I was in a mental state to be able to handle it or hold it. This manifests in other areas of my life. So if I call you and I ask you for directions and you're like, turn right, then turn left, I would be like, oh my God, stop talking. I can't take it. For some reason, I am the kind of person that just needs to, like, I would say, can you please stay on the line with me and just tell me the next left or the next light? And that's how I do it. So there's something in me that doesn't like knowing the whole thing. I just need to know, what do I do? What do I need? What do you need me to do, God, right now, today? So let me know if this is resonating with some of you. Now, I know some people that like were two and it was revealed to them. Maybe I wasn't listening then, but that's not me. Yeah. Oh my God, Melissa. Yes. She said probably because this job didn't exist then. Yes, that's probably it. But yeah, I am that person that I just need to today. I get too overwhelmed when I jump into the future too far ahead. Yeah. Yes, I always stressed over my purpose. And now I think, oops, I lost that comment. And now I think it's as many purposes that converge into a few things. Ooh, Justine, I like that. I haven't thought about that. Yeah. That's alignment. You just described alignment. And what makes me feel inspired? Yes. Susan said that is beautiful. That definitely resonates with me and makes so much sense. Thank you. Yes, I think there's two different types of people, and some of us, like you and I, Susan, we look at those other people and we kind of like, oh, I wish I was like that, but I'm just not. And the truth is, I've never had the container for, like, maybe in the next 20 years, I'm supposed to do something brilliant and amazing, but like maybe I don't have the container to even hear you say that to me right now. So it's better if I just know what I'm supposed to be doing today. In preschool, they asked the girls and gave us two choices, nurse or teacher. My husband said in his country, like in his childhood, he was given two choices, engineer or doctor. So I feel you. Sometimes things aren't revealed to me until the universe knows I'm ready. Oh, girl, yes. And I think it's because maybe it is and we're just not listening. Because I could definitely see that too. But yeah, I'm okay with just like today. That works better. I like bite size, chunk size, what I can handle today moments. Resonates. We don't know. We don't want to know the whole thing because we want the flexibility to change our minds and make it more fun. Yes. And Tony, to me, that's co-creation anyways, right? That's why I'm very hesitant, even with like tarot. Like there's one person on YouTube that I listen to for tarot cards readings. When I need it, I'll ask for guidance and then she'll show up in my feed. But I'm very hesitant because sometimes when you collapse potential and then you're stuck. You create it because you knew that. So I would rather not know. How do you know when it's your heart, not your programming? My heart feels good, my programming doesn't. Heart feels good. Well, programming it now with I've programmed myself now. So I've brainwashed myself now, but still programming typically feels more limited. And there's always a story. Heart doesn't have a story. Heart doesn't make sense. Typically what my heart says is the stuff where because like no one else can see it, but that's what's been revealed to me, you know? I'm a projector and don't want to know too much before something will unfold. I could be scared away too. Maybe it's a projector thing. That's quite interesting. Maybe. Mina, you're speaking to me. I have a friend I have been jealous of because she knows what she wants and what she's doing. She may be in that other category, babe. You may be in my category. I just do the thing that makes the most sense right now. Beautiful, Mina. So true. It's better not to collapse the possibilities. Yes. When you can have the whole thing, why not? So Melissa, the only person, this girl is so accurate for me and I love her because she gives this disclaimer before doing tarot every single time that tarot is only what you're manifesting based on previous energies. You can change it at any time. She had me at that. It's Gem Goddess. She is the only one. And I don't watch her every time. When I need something, when I feel like I'm losing connection with source because I got kicked out of alignment, and I ask for guidance, she always shows up in my feed. I've noticed a pattern with that. And she's a lot younger than me. She's a sweetheart, but she's been doing this a really long time. I think she said that her mom taught her tarot when she was like 7 or 8. But she's so freaking accurate. More shopping vlogs. More coming. I'm currently editing the intensive vlog, the last in-person intensive. So I'll put that up for you guys soon. Oh my God, how long have we been going? Does anyone know? See, oh my God, have we been going for 2 hours? This literally felt like 20 minutes to me. OMG. What time is it? Okay. I'm going to wrap this up, ladies. I want to have some time with the family to we're obviously it's early to go trick-or-treating, but we decided that we were going to make like a whole thing out of it. Are you guys trick-or-treating this year? What are you guys up to? We're doing Squid Game. How do I inspire my provider husband to restart his career? He went through a difficult time during the lockdown. So do your work with the universal divine masculine. So that's in the hypnotic sex program. And actually I'm updating that one. I'm always updating my programs because I'm always getting these new downloads. Sometimes I'm like, God, you're asking too much of me. So many downloads at the same time. But so I have this whole new download for the hypnotic sex too. But right now, currently in there's work that if you want to inspire an actual physical male human being, work within the divine universal fields and they will change so fast. You will quantum leap them. That work is in the hypnotic sex course. Okay. I really want to do whatever feels really good right now, but I have a tendency to change my mind. How do I know whether I'm following intuition or whether I'm just not seeing things through? This is such a great question. So you said, I want to do what feels really good today, heart. but I have a tendency to change my mind. Where did the mind come from? Do you see? So when you're doing things that feel really good right now, the right now keeps changing. And then you just say, well, what feels really good right now? What feels really good? Why is the mind entering it? This has nothing to do with the mind, right? I posted about this on my other channels. Let me quickly share this story. So this is years ago, years and years ago, I had this, my husband and I were having this communication thing. And I was really like all up in my head about it because I'm a communication expert, right? Like that's what I studied, like that's what I pride myself on. Not only am I a communication expert, I understand communication from an evolutionary standpoint, from a psychology standpoint, from a relationship. So I was really like, I gotta figure this out. Like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I figure this out? Right. And so at one point I was just like, screw it. Like, God, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, please, I'm obviously missing something because I'm too close to the situation. Like, please show me the sign. The next day I'm scrolling on, I don't know, Facebook or YouTube or somewhere. And this, it was like this 3-hour training or 2-hour or 3-hour training shows up about communication. So I played the training, and within the first 20 minutes, I get the answer to what I was doing wrong. The 20 minutes. So I'm like, oh, MG, like that's what I've been doing wrong. So I paused the training and I had to go feed the kids or something. And I'm like going through my life. And the thing with my husband and I resolved itself from the thing that I learned from the 20 minutes. Okay. For the following week, notice that I had a heart dilemma. I asked God for assistance. The training showed up. I watched 20 minutes of it. I got the answer. Then the self-aware Barbie mind steps in. You didn't finish the training, Mina. Yeah, but it solved the problem. Yes, but you didn't finish it. What if there was more in there for you? But I already finished the issue. You never see anything through. You are so flaky. You never finish it. Look at all those books on your desktop that you have never finished. Like you won't look. So after a week of this, I went and I watched the whole training. Guess what happened? The rest of the training was either all stuff I already knew or stuff that was completely irrelevant to my life. And then I was like, see? God only wanted me to watch the first 20 minutes. So you're going to go away from now on, and I'm going to trust that the part that I came in on, whether it's the middle of the live stream or first 20 minutes or the first 3 pages of the book, that is all I needed. From that point on, I let go of that part and I said, I got exactly from what I needed in that 1 minute, in that 3 pages, in that middle of the live stream, because that is what I was led to. And yes, if it feels good, I'll watch the rest of it. If it feels good, I'll read the rest of it. If it feels good, then I will see it through. But I am a woman. I am not supposed to be a man of my word, because if I was, God would have made me a man. But I am a woman. Okay, I flow. I ask for guidance and God gives me in one chunk. So I don't have to see the thing through. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense? To up level, you were my sign. Oh, I'm going to cry. That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Does this make sense? Let me know. So yeah, you don't have to see the thing through. I have had several students say, I took your course, I started it, it changed my life, I had big ahas, and then I walked away and now I keep bashing myself because I should finish. I'm like, what if you're not supposed to finish it? What if you got what you wanted? And when you're led back to it, you can come back to it. We have to redefine this whole masculine way of doing things. We are not a man of our word because we are not men. So happy you said that because I feel bad that I haven't finished certain books or courses I paid for, but I take what feels good and leave the rest. Exactly. I have bought courses, done one module, felt like I got my money's worth and never went back. And I have other courses where I went back when I felt like it. So when one of my clients wrote in saying that I recommended a book to her, she read it, she was loving it, she put it away for a while, came back and she's like, now I don't remember the first and I feel like I have to start over. No, you don't. No, you don't. You start wherever you feel like it. Who says you have to start it over? What if my dad used to say that you should be able to open any book to any page, read that page and learn something from it. I've just forgiven myself for not seeing things through. Yeah, that's a very masculine way. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The point is, it doesn't make me feel good. I was just saying the other day that I can't keep my word. Well, I guess you're not a man of your word because you're a woman. Have you ever considered that? I skipped a chapter in the book I'm reading because I knew I didn't need it. I want to high five that. That is worth a high five. Now that's the feminine. This is why Mina's courses are forever. Exactly. Because you come back, you can skip modules. I have clients that are like, I take your courses. First, I'll watch all the modules. And then I'll go back and then watch again and do inner work. I have other students that are like, Mina, I have to tell you a secret. Don't be mad. I never do the inner work prompts. I'm like, okay. Do you still get to? She's like, yeah, I just love having you in the background with your energy. Okay. Does that work for you? Yes. Then don't do the inner work prompts. Every single thing on this planet, every book, every YouTube video, every idea, every quote, every person, every experience is there to serve you, babe. It's there for you. It's to enhance your life experience. Please don't fall into that masculine thing of like, now I have to be tortured because I bought this book and I didn't finish it. What if buying the book and arriving it and being pleased to open it was the gift of that book? I have books that I have bought that I just love being in the energy of those books. Buying that book on Amazon or at Barnes and Noble, that was the only purpose of that book. Purpose served. And then what warms my heart is I will see Armand walk into our library, grab a book that I had bought 5 years ago, never read, and be like, this is a good one. I think I'll read this one next. Oh, I guess I bought that for him, not for me. So we don't know the whole purpose. What if that book club or that store or that seller needed to manifest the money and God chose you as the channel and that was the only purpose? What if you never was meant to read the thing? What if buying the course and being in that person's energy was all you needed and you don't have to finish the journaling prompts, right? And then a year later, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to do. You get to be a woman. You get to be a woman. Come back when you're ready. You have to flow. You can't force. I don't like being miserable doing anything so that I can have fun. That doesn't make sense to me. Yes, sometimes being consistent is giving the space for it and not forcing anything in that space. Yes, that's a word. Yes. Yes. Maybe the author manifested you to buy it. Exactly. Exactly. There's books I forgot I had that my kids now grab from the book and read it. I'm like, oh, I guess I must have bought it for them. Okay, so let's get out of that consciousness where it's like we torture, like something that was supposed to be fun now turns into torture. You know, we do that. We do that all the time. I bought this YouTube coaching program from someone that I used to follow on YouTube. It's like for YouTube, people wanting to build their YouTube channel. I took her course, didn't resonate with any of the concepts, like the business model, all of it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's not stuff that I could do. It requires so many calls a day, things that just doesn't align with me. But there was something about buying the course from her, and supporting her. And a few of the tidbits that I got about YouTube that totally changed my mindset, that was completely worth the $5,000 that I spent on that course. If I could, in fact, she asked me to write a testimonial for her. And I said, babe, I would love to, but I feel like a little bit guilty because I didn't actually use any of your principles. So she goes, was there anything that you found useful? I was like, yes, there were 2 things that you said about YouTube that completely changed my mindset, even though I didn't practice them. She's like, write me a testimonial about that. I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. Because the point wasn't whether I used the whole thing or not. Something about spending that $5,000 on that package, being in that vibration, shifted 2 little things in my brain where I was making YouTube harder than it needed to be. It wasn't exactly even what she said. I don't know what it was. It was like the colliding of these 2 energies. I was like, money well spent. And I happily gave her a testimonial. So you see, like, my mind was, well, how can I give her a testimonial that she's asking for when I didn't follow the 108 principles? I didn't need to. The book, Don't Be a Wife to a Boyfriend, is sitting on the nightstand, and I see the title every day. I've never read the book, but the title reminds me to value myself. Oh my God, I feel like I should read that book. That's a good one. Just that title, it's like, it's a vibe. I'll have to get that book. Thank you for sharing. Let me write it down before I forget. Oh my God. I pulled this out and I have to show it to you guys. Can you guys see this? Okay. So my kids laugh at me. Please don't make fun of me. Okay. But when I go to Cartier, they give you these napkins. And I always bring one home, and I pulled this out to write the title of the name. Oh my God, that's so funny. Don't be a wife to a boyfriend. That's a good one. There you go. All right, ladies, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go do something fun with the kids for Halloween as we get dressed. I love you guys so much. Have a lot of fun tonight if you guys are trick-or-treating. For those of you guys watching this in the replay, let us know in the chat or in the comments, about what your costume is. Remember that the Rich Girl Manifestation Bundle ends tomorrow. All of those courses are available separately, but together you're getting a huge discount. So take advantage of that. That book title is supposed to be on that napkin. Oh my God. Yes, girl. Now I know why I'm going to tell my kids, stop making fun of me. Right? They're like, you come home with like Cartier bags and you take their napkin. I'm like, yes, I do, because they wanted me to take it. Okay. That's why they put it on there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I can't believe this was 2 hours. Wow. That's why I say time is such an illusion. When I'm having fun with you guys, it's like 5 minutes. The purpose of that book was to go reach Mina. Yes, I'm going to go read that book. That sounds fun. That's like my kind of a vibe. Okay, bye. I love you guys. Bye, everyone. Love you guys so much. Okay, it's not ending. Apparently it wants me to stay.